How was static? Oh, it's April. Hello, you've reached the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office.
すみません。警察への相談ってこの番号でいいんですよね。
Yes, that's correct. Is there something that we can assist you with today?
はい。うちの近くに公園があるんですけど、何日か前からそこにボストンバッグが置きっぱなしなんですよ。交番に直接言うのは気が引けて、普段からあまり外に出ないんで。裏のあんまり人が来ないところだし、忘れ物にしても誰も取りに来ないし、気になっちゃって。ほら、あの事件はもう解決したって話ですけど、そこまで昔のことでもないじゃないですか。大丈夫だとは思うんですけど、ちょっと不安で。
Understood. We'll send someone out to retrieve the suspicious item right away. I'll call the police box nearest to you.
来てくれるんですか？よかった。
Anyone would feel nervous about a bag left unattended for days. Do you know the name of the park?
特防が残っててくれて助かりましたよ。普通に通報したら面倒がられそうなことも、ここなら相談しやすいから。あ、それで場所は？
It had been several months since the X-Day cases were resolved. I, Pixel Hoshino, had returned to my usual work with the SRCPO. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Once again, welcome to the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. It's a pleasure to be working with you.
よろしくお願いします、先輩。通報、本当に多いんですね。
I had just been assigned a junior partner today. I suppose it was recognition for my work with the office. I remember back when they called us window dressing and a waste of the budget. As both a police officer and a mentor, I had to keep striving to be better. We do have the highest crime rate in the area, after all, but there have actually been fewer calls today than normal.
これでですか？ X デー事件が解決しても治安の悪さは変わらないってことですね。
In fact, crime statistics had shown a decrease in petty crime while the X-Day events were ongoing. Big or small, crimes weren't good, but I couldn't deny that truth.
そういえば、ここって X デー事件の時にできたんですよね。
Yeah, normally calls are routed through dispatch, but Shinjuku also has public service windows. We needed them to process the massive jump in reports.
X デー事件の収束に合わせて特別捜査本部は解散したけど、特防は事件への貢献と重要性を考慮されて残ったって聞きました。
Our job hasn't changed a bit, though. SRCPO's job is to keep the peace through community policing while engaging the public. Besides the orders that come through the command room, there's a SRCPO phone number that exclusively serves Shinjuku.
ああ、だからますます通報が。
Yeah, probably. When the direct phone number had been announced, our workload immediately skyrocketed. Just as the service windows had been popular, some people found it easier to use the phone line. The X-Day cases had been solved, and Adonis's ringleaders had been arrested. Yet the extended period of terror felt from the attacks and murders had left Shinjuku's residents scarred.
それにしても X デー事件か。主犯の裁判、随分と長引いてるみたいですね。
You mean Seiki? Seiki, who used to be your best friend? Yeah, I've heard. That was the greatest scar that the whole thing had left on me. The mastermind behind the X-Day attacks, the leader of the criminal organization, Adonis. A man who I had believed to be my friend.
起訴事実や罪状の否定もしてないって聞きましたけど、なんででしょうね。ごたついてるのかな。
It is a rather large case. Maybe it's taking so long because it's so complicated. Each attack had a different perpetrator after all.
ああ、そうですよね。ややこしいのか。
なあ、星野。
Mochida. Oh, yes. I was lost in a train of thought when a familiar voice brought me back to my reality. Masanobu Mochida, 32. Masanobu Mochida. He was my senior partner in SRCPO last year and had been a huge help to me.
そういやお前、まだ昼休憩取ってないだろう。
Oh, you're right.
新人の案内も終わったみたいだし、今のうちに休憩行ってこい。
Alright, I'll take you up on that.
おう。
いってらっしゃい、星野先輩。
Thanks. See you later. I turned my back on both my senior and junior and left the room, lunch bag in hand. I decided to have lunch on the roof today. With friends? Nope. Sorry, by myself. I opened the lunchbox and sighed. I completely forgot that Kazuki said he didn't need any lunch today. Apparently, Kazuki had lunch plans with a friend from college. He had told me several days ago, but I'd still made his portion out of habit. It wasn't enough to save for dinner, so I just stuffed all the food into a single lunchbox. Or, oh, maybe I should have given some to the new guy. He did say he was going out to eat. I used to share my food with Seiki, too. My hand stopped moving the chopsticks as I realized I'd said his name aloud. Seiki. Damn it! Oh no, sad music! Ever since X Day had ended, thinking of Seiki put me into a funk. What were his lies and what was the truth? I knew that dwelling on it was pointless. Even now, I had no idea what Seiki had been thinking and had no way of understanding him. But my feeling of regret was too strong. I couldn't help but feel like there was something more that I could have done for him. Goddamn.
おう、星野。ここにいたのか。
Mochida? Once again, Mochida's voice knocked me back into reality.
俺も昼休憩だ。まだ昼飯食ってなかったからな。今日は通報も少なめなんで、他のやつに任せてきた。
The rookie? I hope he'll be okay.
あいつ以外にもいるから平気だろう。
Heh, I suppose so. Mochida slowly sat down next to me. I could tell, even if he didn't say anything. I must have made him worry. When my junior had mentioned Seiki, I must have reacted in some way that made Mochida worried. He had interrupted and asked me to take my break out of consideration for my feelings. I can't stay in this rut forever. I have to face the truth. The problem was, I couldn't get past the fact that my friend Yuzuru Seiki and the leader of Adonis seemed like two entirely different people. Naturally, I had been very uncomfortable talking about the topic with a stranger. I was still coming to terms with it.
今日もいい天気だな。
What a
こういう
good
日は
boss.
外で飯を食うに限るな。
Yeah, it's good weather for a nap too.
飯食い終わったらそれもいいか。そりゃ、これくらいの時間だったか。
What?
佐伯がしょっちゅう顔出してたろ。お前の弁当目当てで。
Yeah, he would. Mochida's voice and expression were gentle, sliding into the topic as smoothly as can be. It reassured me and made me feel like I could recall the events of last year without getting too worked up. He'd never have any lunch money and was always asking me to share some of my lunch.
手料理食いたかっただけだろあいつ。交番勤務のくせにちょこちょこ出入りしてたよな。
You wanna know why? Because Seiki Yusudu was in love with the main character. Come on, why else would a beat cop come into the police station so often to talk with his best friend? Hello! It was easy to mistake him for SRCPO staff. He must have gotten really used to having him around. We must have. Sorry.
だな。余裕のないピリピリした状況でも、あいつが来るとパッと場が明るくなったもんだ。ネタだけならよかったんだけどな。酔っ払ってファン君のでかい人形持って帰ったりしてただろう。
Oh yeah, that did happen.
あれは大目玉食らってたな。
Of course, it was restaurant property. I giggled. I couldn't help it. I had so many good memories of Seiki. But recalling them didn't make me feel much better. While it was nostalgic to remember Seiki, it wasn't helping me suppress my unease. Had everything about him just been an act?
なあ、星野。
Yes.
深く考えるなって言うだけなら簡単だ。でも、それが難しいのもわかる。俺だって心の整理なんかできてない。そう簡単にできてたまるかってのもある。だが、俺たちは警察官だ。
Yeah. Whether I knew the truth or not, whether I accepted the explanation, I still had to move forward. That applied not only to me, but to Mochida as well. But I was stuck because I couldn't accept it. Knowing that Mochida felt the same way lightened the weight on my heart, if only a little. Oh, sorry, need to take this.
おう。
Excusing myself, I took out my phone to check the message. It was from Yanagi. Do you need me to buy anything? I had plans to stop by Yanagi's office after work today. I was supposed to make dinner today. Since I didn't have much time outside of work these days, Yanagi would routinely buy groceries on my behalf. What's in the fridge again? If I recall correctly, we already have spinach, nanohana, and new potatoes. I made a list of the ingredients I needed and sent it to Yanagi. Since it was spring, I decided on a meal to fit the season. I picked things that Yanagi would like. When I thought about that, I could feel my expression soften. Her expression is softening. Should I boil the bamboo shoots? I'm not demanding morning picked shoots. They are hard to find. Boiling is fine. Oh, they're so cute! I mean, if you really want them, I'll try and find them. Maybe if I gave him a challenge, he'd take it upon himself to surprise me with them. I won't do that. Though I did want to go pick bamboo shoots with Yanagi sometime.
最近少し元気が出てきたな。メールの相手のおかげか？
Mochida teased me with a relieved tone. I can't let myself stay down forever. Finally, I was smiling naturally. So at this point, are we dating or are we flirting again, like the prologue? I'm confused. Good evening, it's me.
おかえり。
Look at that smile! Look at it! It's nice to see you. Even if we weren't living together, it made me happy to talk like we were. I still found myself blushing every time. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're dating here. What is this, like, sultry music? Did you get off work early today? Remembering what I'd asked Yanagi to buy, I opened the refrigerator and talked as if I retrieved the ingredients. Yanagi replied while heating a pot of water.
ああ、今日はたまたまな。お前にメールをした時にはもう一段落ついていた。
I'm glad work is going well.
まあ、探偵なんて地味な仕事だからな。
After X Day, Yanagi had officially started working as a private eye, and the jobs had begun flowing in. Unlike the serial killings we had dealt with last year, the requests were mundane for the most part. At least that's how it seemed to me. Yanagi didn't tell me the details to protect his clients' confidentiality. Well, knowing that your job is safe makes me feel better.
そうだな。お前の方がよっぽど心配だ。いつまた無茶をしだすか気が気じゃない。
That won't happen. I've been taking it easy at work. That was probably true. At least it wasn't too dangerous at the moment. SR CPU had new cases to deal with every day, but I wasn't going out to crime scenes anymore, so my personal risk was relatively low.
ならいいが。そういえば、今日は和樹はいいのか？
Oh, right. He said he's playing a show tonight, and that he'll be coming home later than usual for a while.
楽しくやってるみたいだな。
In April, Kazuki had started university, and he was now actively playing in a band. He'd become more proactive about his musical career since becoming a college student. Because of his band, he was coming home late more often and not needing to eat with me, so I'd started having dinner with Yanagi during the week. Ooh. I've been thinking that I should make a late night snack for him, just in case he eats a lot.
あれくらいの年が一番食べるからな。ああ、タケノコの水煮は 一旦酒を入れた熱湯で下茹でした方がいい。
Okay. Inamoto had chosen to rejoin the police force and left the office to live on his own, so now Yanagi lived here alone. That being said, I was here quite often. Food always tastes better when you aren't eating alone. But that was really just an excuse for coming over. I wanted to spend as much time as I could with Yanagi, and I didn't really try to hide that fact. Yanagi, can you do a fine chop on the carrots, shiitake mushrooms, and ginger, please?
あ、わかった。
When I cooked here, Yanagi would help me out with lots of small tasks. He also gave me advice like he did earlier, and I always found it to be very helpful.
鍋か？無理するな。俺が取る。
He immediately noticed things I couldn't reach on my own and bring them to me. He protected me and spoiled me. Bit by bit, I had realized that. Sorry, thanks.
いや、そこに置いたら、お前の背じゃ届かないのを忘れていたから。悪い。不便だっただろう。
So gentle. No, you're the one who's always helping me. I don't find it troublesome at all.
そうか。
Yielding to my strong protests, Yanagi cracked a smile. I'm so happy. The man I loved was teaching me to cook the things he liked. It made me nervous, but it made me so happy that it felt like something that I didn't deserve. Do you mind tasting it?
うん。いい味だ。
Is it too salty? Too sweet?
このまま時間を置けばちょうどいいだろう。
Okay. Yanagi seemed radiant as he tilted the small saucer into his mouth to check the flavor.
いただきます。
Go on. With bated breath, I watched Yanagi move his chopsticks. I was as nervous as could be. I think it turned out well. I had tasted it at every important step, and Yanagi had tried it too. It shouldn't be a failure. Tonight's menu was Japanese, bamboo shoots on rice, Japanese cabbage rolls, chopped fish with spinach and nanohana, and a rolled omelette. For side dishes, there were potatoes, onions, and seaweed miso soup. I had put together a thoroughly seasonal meal. How is it?
うまい。
Umai. Really? Great!
元から料理上手だったが、最近ますます腕を上げたな。特に味のバランスがいい。
It's all thanks to you.
そうなのか？
Yanagi met my eyes with a curious glint in his eye. I nodded firmly. Without a doubt, he was the sole reason that I had improved my cooking skills. He was a better cook than I was, and I wanted to make him dishes he'd enjoy. Above all, I was hoping to hear his praise. Of course. If I'm good, it's because I have a great teacher.
役に立っているならよかった。料理を人に教えることなんてないから手探りなんだが。お前は飲み込みが早いし、いつも懸命に向き合ってくれるからな。教えがいがある。
It's only natural to try my best, after all.
俺のためだろ。それが伝わるから俺も嬉しいんだ。本当にうまい。ありがとう。
His eyes were so kind. Delighted that he had gotten the message, I lifted some of the food to my mouth. Yeah, it was good. I'd gotten the flavor that Yanagi liked.
ここまで目に見えて上達すると他の奴らにも食わせてやりたくなる。それももったいないか。
You're flattering me, Yanagi. Speaking of others, though, I ran into Inamoto at the police station the other day.
元気にやってるのか？
He seems to be working hard to get his edge back. They just hired him back after all.
そうか。笹塚も相変わらず寝食を惜しんでそうだな。
I honestly can't imagine him eating a nutritionally balanced meal. It was easy to imagine him munching on a constant stream of donuts with his eyes glued to a computer screen. He had returned to working for Metropolitan Police Headquarters, but still lived life his way, all while tearing through a massive caseload. I haven't seen Okazaki lately, have you?
いや、しばらく顔を見てない。あいつも仕事が忙しいんじゃないか？
So they're all kind of leading their own separate lives now? Ah, so he's back to his original duties. He always seemed very diligent about his work.
まだそんなに時間が経ってないのに、ずいぶん前のことのように感じるな。
Yanagi seemed a little lonely as he murmured that. I had been feeling the same way.
ここに帰ればいつも榎本がいて、笹塚が顔を出せば二人で喧嘩をして。
And then Okazaki would appear out of thin air during a crisis. He was good at scaring us.
ああ、それから。
Yanagi trailed off, his eyes narrowing. I knew who he was I knew who he was about to mention. It's a little lonely without Shiraishi around to drop an inflammatory comment.
あいつのことだ。どうせ相変わらずだろう。
It had been December of last year. Every day we spent dealing with the X-Day cases had been busy, intense, and exciting. Now that the crisis was over, we'd each return to our own paths. I was a bit sad that we had grown apart, but when I was here with Yanagi, that loneliness just melted away. I was more than willing to embrace that happiness and forget those troubling days. Usually Yanagi would brew some tea for the two of us after dinner. I was sipping said tea in satisfaction when something caught my eye. Is this a jigsaw puzzle? It looks like there are a lot of pieces.
確か5000ピースある。
That many? Oh, did you cute photo? Want to try putting it together?
ああ、だが全部はダメだぞ。
Look at the cute little chibi picture. Hehe, I know, you just want to finish it by yourself. I wouldn't be so insensitive as to take that pleasure away from him.
ここで詰まっていてな。
The puzzle appeared to be a picture of the night sky. Cute little music in the background. The scene was painted with a beautiful graduation of navy blue to red, and it was hard to make out the fine details. After burning the image into my memory, I looked at the pile of jumbled puzzle pieces. My eyes scanned for the right colors. Hey, isn't it this one? I held up a piece and my instincts told me I was right. It fit perfectly, and Yanagi's eyes bulged in surprise.
1時間くらい悩んだのに。
Eh. Hehe, when you're in a tight spot, sometimes you miss the most obvious solutions.
次はどれだ？
Let me see. Oh, this one.
すごいな。才能があるんじゃないか？
I snorted in response to Yanagi's reverent tone. I just happened to see it. Next is...
それがそこなら、これが置けるか？
Hey, you got it! Yanagi and I had been together for several months. I had been attracted to him first. I loved his sincerity and kindness, and his determination to stay strong even when he was all alone. Sure, that strong side of his charmed me at first, but in the last few months, I'd come to see many sides of him that I hadn't known about before. And the one thing I had really come to learn was that Yanagi wasn't just dashing, but adorable. Oh. He cooks almost as well as a chef. He's meticulous, and he can't be categorized as just one thing. But he has a hard time with pictures. What a devastating flaw. And yet, he still enjoys jigsaw puzzles. It was a remarkable testament to the fact that you didn't have to be an expert to enjoy something. When he gets stuck, he always goes out for a smoke. Wait, huh? Weren't you going to take your smoke break after dinner today?
後でいい。
Oh, is he quitting smoking? But you haven't been smoking very much lately. It's fine to have one after you eat.
お前に嫌われたくないからな。
Have they even said I love you to each other yet? What if that like catches him off guard and he's like, what? I should say I don't. I don't. I wouldn't hate you just for that. I objectively rejected that notion. Smoking was... what is that word? Deleterious to his health? And I did want him to reduce his smoking, but I didn't want him to quit completely.
言葉のあやだ。落ち着け。
I don't hate the fact that you smoke. I think it's part of your charm. No, it's not. And I've grown to associate the smell with you, so I love it now. No, you don't. No, you don't, Pixel. No, you don't. He chuckled bitterly. Maybe I had pushed too hard.
ただ、その、懺悔していいか？ 実は、最近、 少し本数が増えてるんだ。
Oh? Smoking, you mean?
ああ、お前に言われた本数からちょっとだけ超えることもある。一人の時は特
This
に
this is the only downside about this character, is that he smokes too much. Oh no, what happened?
仕事が少しごたついててな。正直、ストレスが溜まってるんだと思う。
But wait, there's a much worse problem than your smoking a few more cigarettes. He had probably held off on his after-dinner cigarette because he'd already had more than usual, but I didn't let that detail slip by unnoticed. Yanagi had a bad habit of trying to shoulder everything on his own. Though, if he was talking about his problems right now, that was progress. Is your health alright? You must have some difficult cases.
ああ、詳しくは言えないんだが、面倒な山を抱えてはいる。その前の依頼も少しうまく収集がつかなかった部分もあって挽回しなきゃいけないんだが空回っているというか。
Yanagi sighed, his forehead in his hands. He was trying his best, but it wasn't enough. I was familiar with that feeling of powerlessness. He was an excellent detective who helped solve the X-Day cases, but maybe dealing with civil affairs is different. For starters, police and private detectives couldn't do the same things. Private detectives were much more limited in their solutions. And Yanagi had only just begun working as one, so it couldn't have been an easy transition. I'm worried. I was upset that all I could do for him was worry. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know, even if I can't offer much assistance.
その気持ちだけで十分嬉しいさ。
I felt a little bashful at Yanagi's gracious treatment. Then it hit me. Since Yanagi had opened himself up to me, I wanted to be more honest too. Yanagi.
Hmm?
Can I hug you?
Huh?
Huh? Yanagi stiffened in surprise. I normally wasn't this forward, so maybe I caught him off guard. I want to comfort you, and for you to do the same for me.
お前は本当に。
Oh? I got up from my chair without waiting for Yanagi's reply and approached him as he grumbled. I knew that he wouldn't refuse me.
いつも言ってるが、これはこれで我慢大会になるんだぞ。
Before I hugged him, Yanagi's arms gently pulled me into his warm chest. You do always say that, but you don't have to back now. Oh, but you don't have to hold back now.
こうしてるだけでも十分癒されるのにな。
Me too. I wrapped my arms tightly around him to pull myself in as closely as possible. Just then. Damn it, who's calling at this time? Ah. My phone vibrated, signaling an incoming message, but I was too busy to check it right now.
いいのか？
Fine, I'll just take a look. Resolving myself not to let go of Yanagi, I dug my phone out with one hand. Goddamn brother, I'm home. You still with the boyfriend? Already? I hastily checked the time and realized how late it actually was. Despite all the attitude he gave me, Kazuki worried about me quite a bit. He must have been concerned that I wasn't home yet.
どうした？
It's Kazuki. Sorry, I should get going. I clearly registered my reluctance to let go, but I pulled myself away from Yanagi with a smile.
もうこんな時間か。送ってく。
Thanks. Shinjuku felt much less dangerous than it had been during the quarantine. Regardless, Yanagi insisted on walking me home every time, and I never turned him down. After all, it gave me more time to spend with him. Thank you for helping today.
明日も仕事だろ。ゆっくり休め。
I should say the same to you. Please don't strain yourself too much.
それこそこっちのセリフだ。無茶だけはするなよ。
We traded our usual warnings. I really didn't want to let him go. I'll come over to make dinner again.
ああ。俺が作る飯も食いに来てくれ。
Of course. Because of our different positions, it was hard to help each other with work, but we could still support each other in our private lives. I could lend an ear when he vented about work, even if he couldn't mention any details. Any bit of support helped. I wanted to be a piece of the puzzle that Yanagi was building with his daily life. Aw, that's so nice.
しばらく互いに忙しいとは思うが、
We'll go on a date when things calm down. Until then, I'll be satisfied with dinner.
まあ、そうだな。楽しみにしてる。俺も我慢する。
Then Yanagi leaned into me. Oh. I felt a soft touch on my cheek. If someone's your girlfriend, you don't kiss them on the cheek. What are you doing? It's frustrating. Good night. I resisted the urge to pull him back to me and said my farewell as he walked away. I already miss him, even though we were just together. Our date seemed like it was an eternity away. But even though it was an uncertain promise, I still felt thrilled. I had come to understand that this was what it was like to be in love. Okay, it's the first chapter. Okay, maybe we gotta start slow. Yanagi! Ooh! He's in refugee clothes! Sorry, did I make you wait?
時間通りだろう。そんなに焦るな。ほら、髪が絡まってる。
Thanks. I just wanted to see you so badly.
それで転んだりしたらどうする？
Hehe, I'm not that clumsy.
どうだかな。お前は時々ドジだぞ。
What?
まあ俺も心配性なのは自覚してるけどな。
It had been about a week since I last saw him. We had managed to find time for our real date sooner than I expected. Once the quarantine had been lifted, we were once again able to travel outside of Shinjuku, but we usually stuck to Shinjuku when we went out. It was the town that Yanagi loved, and the community that I wanted to protect. In many ways, Shinjuku was a place that held a special place in both of our hearts. I've been so excited for this. We're going to be together all day. I had no plans until tomorrow morning that didn't involve being with Yanagi. Until tomorrow morning, huh? I had even gone to bed early yesterday so that I'd have enough energy for a full day. Although I wasn't sure if Yanagi was as excited as I was. By the way, how's work? You mentioned that things weren't going so well last time.
はあ、まだ完全解決には至ってない。ただ、あとは時間によるところもあるからな。
I see. Then let's have as much fun as we can today. Private eyes and cops need time off too.
そうだな。全力で楽しむとするか。
Yeah. We both stood up and started an easygoing stroll. We window shopped at stores that interested us. We made small talk about everything under the sun.
そういえば、思い出した。
Yanagi stopped and reached into his pocket. Did you forget something?
手を出せ。
Oh, okay. I stuck my hand out as asked, and Yanagi sighed in satisfaction. His hand covered mine.
これを持っておいてくれ。
This is... There was a key in my palm.
俺の部屋というか、職場兼自宅だがな。お前はよく来るし、何かあった時のために。
He gave me a key to his apartment. Slash office, but mostly apartment. It was a duplicate of Yanagi's office key. He was entrusting it to me. And I was overcome with emotion. Yes, of course. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'll take good care of it.
いや、大切にはしてほしいが、普段使いしていいものだぞ。
Can I really? It's not just for emergencies?
当たり前だろう。そうじゃなきゃ渡さない。
Okay, I get it. I get it, nigga. Got it. Wow. I was surprised at how moved I felt by his gesture. I felt so ecstatic that I couldn't hold it in. Yanagi blinked in surprise at how giddy I was. I suppose he would react that way.
そんなに喜ばれるとは思わなかった。もちろん、信頼の証ではあるな。
Why wouldn't I be happy? Any girl would dream of this moment.
合鍵に憧れるものなのか
A key to the home of the person I love. Oh, he's blushing. Oh. And to put the icing on the cake, Yanagi looked away in embarrassment and covered his mouth with his hand. I was happier than he expected, so he's not sure how to react. It's so cute.
せっかくだ。この鍵につけるキーホルダーでも買うか。
Great idea. We can buy a matching pair.
お揃い。
Yeah, let's go find one.
おい、それこそ転ぶぞ。
She's so happy. I dragged Yanagi into the next shop that caught my eye.
ありがとうございました。
We spent almost an hour walking around until we obtained what we were looking for. Oh, they're so cute! They got matching keychains! Look at this! It's perfect!
ああ、気に入った。でも、
That's
お前
so
もそれ
cute
でよ
because
かっ
they
た
were
か
doing puzzles. Of course, I picked it out. Besides, it's important that they match.
ピース同士がつながるのも凝ってる。お揃いの名にふさわしいというか。
Right? Hehe, I'll treasure this. We'd gone into many department stores until we finally found the perfect keychains. They were puzzle pieces that fit together. Yunagi's was blue while mine was pink. They were a pair, and most importantly, Yanagi liked them. Should we head to that cafe next?
まあ、行くか。昼時だが、空いてるといいな。
Not too long ago, the cafe's parfaits had been featured on TV. The topic had come up while we were browsing magazines, and Yanagi had promised to take me. I know he doesn't like sweets very much, but he was joining me for my sake and made me really happy.
お
Cafe
待たせ
time!
しました。ご注文の品は以上でお揃いですか？
いや、待ってください。
Yanagi looked uneasy when he saw what the server had brought. I had seen this coming, but I still felt a little guilty. I hope this doesn't scare him off. We had been seated in the back of the cafe. I had ordered their seasonal fruit parfait, and Yanagi ordered a coffee. Along with those was a massive heart-shaped glass with 2 straws in it. Oh my god. In other words, it was a couple's drink.
これは頼んでいないはずで。
こちらカップルのお客様にサービスしているんです。ごゆっくりどうぞ。
The server smoothly deflected Yanagi's protest with a smile, left the check on the table, and left us alone. Surely the moves of an experienced professional.
カップルじゃなかったらどうするつもりだったんだ。
Yanagi was grumbling, while I worked up the courage to tell him the truth. I had to say something, even though I hated to spoil the surprise. Actually, I suggested this place because I saw the couple special on a flyer. He's like, see, this is what Perilous would do. If I take him to like a cutesy romantic place, he would be like, why are you doing this to me, Pixel? Yes, yeah, well, you just kind of have to. You can't say no, right? Sorry.
これも女子の憧れか？
No, it's not like I fantasized about it or anything. But it was something I wanted to try with you someday. Are you upset?
いや、そうじゃなくてだな。まあいい。お前のお願いなら叶えてやる。
This is so cute! Yanagi's cheeks slightly blushed red, but he still played along with my selfishness. Thank you! I'd never forget this moment. The sight of Yanagi bashfully reaching for a straw would be seared into my memory as long as I lived. There is a picture! Oh my god, there's a picture! That's so cute!
恥ずかしい。
He looks so embarrassed. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Because it's your first time?
当たり前だろ。
I thought I heard some sulkiness in his voice, but maybe I'd imagined it. By the way, it was my first time doing this too. I'm sure whoever Yanagi dated before didn't play childish games like this. I never imagined that I'd be the kind of girl who wanted these things. I'd want those things. Love was a dangerous emotion. I suddenly felt like making excuses for myself. Actually, until we started dating, I didn't have much interest in this stuff. But whenever I'm with you, there are so many things I want to do. Silly childlike things, or things that I'm too embarrassed of to say aloud. We had already been dating for 3 months, but everything felt so fresh and new. Aww. I was head over heels in love, no doubt about that, but I didn't feel like that was a bad thing. I know I shouldn't be acting like a schoolgirl anymore, but I just can't help it.
それは
Oh, this is so cute.
俺も同じだ。
He feels the same way and he's a grown man. Yanagi smiled warmly, still looking bashful.
今まではドライな付き合いばっかりだったからな。なんというか、こういうのは新鮮だ。正直、お前とこうなるまでは、デートは面倒だって気持ちの方が強かった。何をすれば喜んでくれるかなんてわからないし、俺と一緒にいたところで、相手もつまらないだろうと思っていたしな。
Yanagi's ex-girlfriend. She was frequently in the back of my mind, but I tensed up when he openly mentioned her. Or rather, I felt a little gloomy. I was obviously jealous. I shouldn't dwell on this. He probably hadn't brought it up to talk about her.
なのに、お前といると、年がいもなく浮かれてばかりだ。相変わらず何をすれば正解かなんてわからないんだが。それでも考えることが嫌じゃないんだ。むしろ楽しい。その結果、お前がいろんな表情を見せてくれるのが嬉しい。喜んでくれた時には、どうしようもないほど幸せな気分になれる。
Yanagi had never spoken about his feelings to me at this much length. He didn't find my date ideas bothersome, although he was anxious. He liked being together. His words put a Cupid's arrow through my heart. I'm glad I always worried that you were too mature to find me attractive. I was a little scared that this would be a turn-off for you.
呆れるわけないだろう。焦る必要もないし、お前はそのままでいい。
No, I still need to change. I'm going to try even harder to shine as a woman.
そこまで気を張らなくても。
I've said it before, but I want to be the most lovable version of myself for the man I love. Isn't that a perfectly natural thing to want?
もう、十分可愛い。
What?
お前が俺とやってみたいから、これを頼んだって言った時も、可愛すぎて頭を抱えそうになった。
Who says that? It was so cute, I thought my head would explode. What?
これ以上可愛くなったら困る。
Yanagi.
今よりもっと溺れたら仕事なんて手につかなくなりそうだしな。
That would be a disaster. Our faces had both turned beet red and we were deliberately avoiding eye contact. I was so happy I could hardly think.